Alright, we are back with another Slay the Spire run. I'm thinking today I would like to play a little bit of the Ironclad. As you can see, I've barely played any Ironclad so far. It's a very straightforward class, high damage attacks, high block blocks, and so we've only gotten one win with the Ironclad yet, and actually we've only played a single game with the Ironclad, so I'm not really familiar with all the things it can do. So let's just do it, and since it's an Ascension 1 run, it's probably going to be reasonably manageable. So I'm feeling a little more confident about this one than I maybe normally would. So let's see what we can get for our first relic. The Stone Humidifier, whenever you rest at a rest site, raise your max HP by 5. Probably best for the Ironclad because your HP is so much of a resource, because so many of your cards, or you can set up basically a deck where you can do a lot of just HP for gain. That being said, we have to rest at the rest site, meaning we won't be upgrading our cards, and that's not ideal. The Lost Coffer, gain 1 card reward and procure a random potion. That's fine. An early card reward can be useful, a potion can be useful. Receive Greed and gain 333 gold. Not very excited about that. An unplayable Eternal card in your deck is just a huge downside. We'll never be able to remove it. So I think here we're just gonna go for the Lost Coffer. Not the strongest relic choice, but it's fine. Explosive Ampoule, pretty bad, but if we end up fighting like a small group fight, then it'll be useful. Molten Fist, deal 10 damage, double the enemy's vulnerable. That can be very useful with a bash. So if we bash into Molten Fist, that's 4 turns of vulnerable and it exhausts, so it's a fairly low opportunity cost. Sword Boomerang, deal 3 damage to a random enemy 3 times. Not very exciting, but very good with any kind of armor. Stone Armor, though, gain 4 plating. That's a wonderful addition to just the regular defense. So with plating, you gain 4 armor the turn you play it, and then the next turn you gain 3, then 2, then 1. So we're happy to pick that up just for general survivability in the early game. And then let's chart a course through the underdogs. So, now, already we see that there's a very large density of just like these hallway fights around here, which we don't love. The problem is that these just get progressively more difficult. The 4th hallway fight draws from a pool of more powerful enemies, which means that this kind of already eliminates these 3 pathways. Because we want to avoid that for as long as possible. The rewards are just not worth the risk of getting into these fights. That leaves the following paths. We could go this way. Then hit a shop, hit an elite, hit a rest side, where we could potentially recover some HP if we've lost any, gain a treasure, and then we can postpone the 4th hallway fight until all the end of the act. That seems really nice. And we still get a bunch of card rewards. And if we feel strong enough, we can always decide to take this route to get some extra, gain some extra card rewards, because we definitely want those. Alternatively, is there any alternative actually? We could go this way, but then we would hit our 4th fight here. So yeah, I'm really liking this route. So we are gonna go probably this way, and then hitting this up here, and then we'll see that we go where we go from here. Yeah, that seems good. All right, let's get right to it. Corpse slugs. Shouldn't be too bad. We have a lot of defend this turn. We can get up, set the stone armor up, so we're just gonna defend. So this you get at the end of your turn, just something to keep in mind. And then we're gonna strike, let's see, 25, Just trying to think of like the damage values that we can do. We can deal 6 damage at a time and 10, so 16, 22. Doesn't really matter which one we're hitting here. I think we're just gonna hit the one that is applying a debuff to us. So this turn we will have 3 armor, so we need another 3, so we're just gonna add 3. And then we can bash. Yeah, we bash this one, and the next turn 2 attacks will kill it. If we redraw into the bash, we can kill it with 1 attack, so that's sensible. 6. Okay, we definitely want to kill this one this turn. When the corpse slugs die, the other one will be stunned. So we can just strike, strike, and strike. And now all we need is... Okay, we are going to take a little bit of damage here, it seems, because all we can do is deal 8... and then another 9 for 17. We could avoid all damage, or we can just take 4, because at the end of combat we will heal 6 HP, so we're just gonna defend. That'll put us to 7. We're gonna strike. And then we'll heal all but 1 HP at the end of combat by just bashing, striking. There we go. Let's see. Breakthrough, lose 1 HP, deal 9 damage to all enemies. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You lose HP, so, you know, regaining it is useful. Deal 8 damage if the enemy is vulnerable, it hits twice. That's a reasonable attack, I think. We will have to find a few more ways to make enemies vulnerable. I think we're gonna go with the breakthrough. It's gonna be nice to just have some AoE potential early on. And then we'll see where that gets us. Oh, the self-help book. On the floor lies a tome. Top 3 ways to conquer the Spire. The book is encrusted with blood, so you find this manuscript highly suspicious. Will you read it? Read the back, choose an attack to enchant with Sharp 2. Read a random passage, choose a skill to enchant with Nimble 2. Or read the entire book, choose a power to enchant with Swift 2. Right now, our deck is so small, we only have... we could enchant the stone armor with a Nimble 2, which would mean we gain an extra 2 block. But I think I'm just going to enchant the breakthrough with Sharp 2. 11 damage to all enemies is a really strong attack for 1, so that's what we're gonna do. You flip the book over and read the summary. Critics and cultists agree that sharp and pointy weapons are the best way to inflict damage. There's a price sticker on the back of the book, crossed out and marked with a greatly reduced price. And then we're gonna hit this hallway fight. We have the toad poles. These guys, every other turn will buff themselves with thorns, meaning if we deal damage to them, they will inflict damage back to us. Not a big problem. We're just gonna go up this, and then we're gonna strike the one that's buffing. We're gonna be hit for a total of 10 this turn, so we're just gonna... 9, I mean. We're gonna gain 3, so we're just gonna go defend, and we're gonna bash this one. Now, this turn, if we go breakthrough, this one is vulnerable, so it will die. However, it will inflict 2 damage on us. That being said, if we break through, we're going to be dealing 11 to this and then another 8. So just bash breakthrough will be lethal. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go bash, breakthrough, heal, and that's it. Infernal Blade. Add a random attack into your hand. It's free to play this turn. Exhaust. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. We don't really want to exhaust any of our cards right now. Pillage. Deal 6 damage. Draw cards until you draw a non-attack card. We have already have a power. We have skills. So, I think we're gonna go with the Infernal Blade. That can be very useful. We can high roll into some very good things. And then, yeah, we're gonna follow the plan. Unfortunately, we ran into a fight here. So yeah, we wanted to avoid hitting our fourth enemy early on. This is just gonna happen now because unfortunately we randomly hit a hallway fight. That's fine. We can deal with that. Gonna attack me for 8. So I'll just block, strike. 11 this turn. And we are weakened. We're gonna do Infernal Blade. Conflagration. Deal 6 damage to all enemies. Deal 2 additional damage for each other attack you've played this turn. We're not gonna play any attacks this turn, but that's still fine. So we're gonna go Stone Armor, Defend, Conflagration. We're gonna be hit for 2, but we're gonna heal that right back because of our Burning Blood. We are gonna be hit for 8. We can do 11, 17, 23. Not quite enough, so we're gonna defend. We might as well lose some HP. Doesn't matter, we're gonna heal it back anyway. Now just 2 more hits and we're done. Yeah, so we're just gonna punch and conflagrate. That's it. Stomp. Deal 12 damage to all enemies, cost 1 less for each attack played this turn. That's not awful. We can also make our next attack cost 0, that's fine. We are a little short on blocks right now. That being said, Iron Wave is not very impressive. I'll try the Stomp. And then we just try to pick up some attacks. We're always going to have attacks from the Infernal Blade, and with a breakthrough, should be reasonably easy to get this to like cost 1 every now and then. And now we're all set for any kind of fight that involves multiple enemies, I think. The Sewer Clam gonna try and hit us for 10, so we're gonna do Infernal Blade. Fight me. We are gonna give the enemy some strength, but I think that is okay. It's gonna deal 11 damage, and it's gonna make it easier to get through the plating. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna defend. We are gonna strike real hard, but we're also gonna use our plating just to have set up so that next turn. Okay, since the Sewer Clam is gaining strength anyway, giving it 1 really doesn't matter too much. I think this turn we are just gonna break through and then defend, taking 5 this turn, or 2 actually because of the plating. Okay, this now costs 2, so that's slightly annoying. What can we do here? Unfortunately, we can't make Stomp free. But we can just do Bash, Strike, and hopefully next turn it's gonna gain 5. Yeah. And if all fails, we can always use the Explosive Ampoule. We can deal 27 this turn. That is enough to kill the clan. Alright. Blood Potion heal for 20% of your max HP. Not useless. If we are really in a pickle, maybe that will mean that we get to skip a rest site. Shrug It Off is exactly what I'm looking for. Strong block card, draws us a card. That's pretty good. Perfected Strike is fine. We still have all of our strikes in the deck. So that would currently deal 5, 16. But 16 for 2, that's not very exciting. So we're just gonna go with Shrug It Off, and we're reasonably happy about this. Yeah, I think we can probably do an elite fight. We'll definitely take some damage in there. We don't have anything like unfair right now, but we should be okay. Okay, we have the Skulking Colony. The Skulking Colony cannot lose more than 15 HP each turn, which I think is fine. We're not gonna be dealing all that much damage anyway. I think we're gonna start with a Bash. That should make it reasonably easy to hit that 15 HP, and then we're just gonna block some of this incoming damage. Yeah, so we're just gonna defend, and strike. What's our next hand gonna look like? We're gonna be Stone Armoring. Probably shrug it off and playing Infernal Blade. Gonna be hit for 9, so that's fine. Shrug it off will block all of that damage. We're gonna set up Stone Armor. And we are gonna play Infernal Blade. Ashen Strike. Deal 9 damage, deal 3 additional damage for each card in your exhaust pile. Right now there's only Infernal Blade in our exhaust pile. That's still a decent attack. Blocking everything, of course, but what can you do? Okay, we're gonna be hit for a lot this turn. We're gonna be at 13, so we're gonna take 5 here. If we draw another attack, we can take a big hit, but yeah, we can... unfortunately, we're not gonna be dealing any damage anyway because of the Hardened Shell. So yeah, this is a little rough. So we don't have to do anything fancy, we're just gonna go Bash, Strike, and that's it. Yeah, not very good draws here, but we'll make do. Thankfully we have the Blood Potion, we might as well use it now. Gain 16, why not? Taking 16 this turn, so we're gonna shrug it off. And then I just Ashen Strike. And defend. Take 2. Yeah, we're just gonna block all of this incoming damage. And then, yeah, not even worth striking, honestly, but might as well. Okay, this is unfortunate. Once again, so we're just gonna double strike. And hopefully we can kill it next turn. And yeah, we've taken a fair bit of damage this combat, but what can you do? And that takes care of that. Cure All, happy to pick that up. Juzu Bracelet, oh, well, fantastic. So, regular enemies no longer encountered in random rooms. That's good. Unfortunately, we already had one, but it is how it is. Juggling, add a copy of the third attack you play each turn into your hand. Not very impressive. Just because we don't have the energy to support that. We really want to pick up something that gives us additional energy and maybe a little bit of card draw. Right now, none of these are super interesting. Unrelenting is okay, but I'm not very excited about any of these. I think we're just going to skip here. So yeah, unfortunately now we have a couple of fights that we're going to do in a row. Let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, so already we have a significantly stronger set of enemies here. If need be, we might be using the explosive ampoule. Right now I'll happily just try to murder this one as fast as possible, and hopefully we can take care of it next turn. Kaka! Okay, this one only attacks for 1, that's great, because now I can simply kill this cultist, get Stone Armor going. It's gonna hit for 6 now, but we can Infernal Blade. We get a setup strike, that's pretty useful. We could strike and stomp and then take 6, but I don't think we need to do that. I think we can simply do that. Take no damage here. I would have taken less. I have to remember that I have plating. Setup strike deals 7 damage, and then this would deal 8, and this would also deal 8, so it's 16, 23, not quite enough. So we're gonna simply defend. Setup strike. Take no damage here. And then... is that enough? That would be 7... and that would be 10, 17, not quite, but I think Bash and Breakthrough, that is 8. Vulnerable, yeah, that's enough. We're just going to lose 1 HP. That's okay. Whirlwind is really good. That really gives us something to do if we pick up something that gives us energy. I do like a second stone armor. Plating, that is fantastic. You can just stack that on top of each other. That's exactly what we like. We're gonna skip the elite fight here because I want to upgrade some of my cards. So in the campsite, we are, I think, going to upgrade one of our stone armors. Plating just stacks wonderfully. Once you have like 12 plating going, you just get so much block each turn. Now we're gonna get a treasure chest. Art of War, if you do not play any attacks during your turn, gain an additional energy next combat. Can be okay for setup turns. If we like really have to defend, then we might get some extra energy every now and then. I don't think this is going to be triggering very often. So yeah, already we have a decent setup. We can gain the plating, block all of this incoming damage, and then we're gonna start by trying to kill the cultist. Here we might be using the explosive ampoule depending on how much damage we are getting here. So this is 8, 17. We can go 9, 14. That's fine. We're gonna set up the stone armor, and now we're gonna gain 9 and then 8 and then 7 defense each turn. That's gonna be great. Defend. We're gonna do breakthrough. So we're just taking a small amount of damage here. We really want to get rid of this cultist that's buffing itself. Unfortunately, we don't have 3 attacks this turn, but we can start by shrug it off. That'll give us all the armor we need. Infernal Blade. We have 1 card in our exhaust pile once again, so we're just gonna do that. Just go 9 and 6. I'm not taking damage. This is gonna buff itself and gain some armor. That's okay. So we can kill this cultist, and then we can block all of the incoming damage. Do I want to lose 1 HP to finish this fight a little quicker? I don't think I need to do that. I'll just try to conserve my HP as much as possible. It'll finish the fight a little faster probably, but I don't think we need to do that with all the plating that we have. So we're just going to shrug it off. We currently have 14. It's going to hit for 12. That's fine. And I think we're just going to mash it. And then next turn, we're going to be able to strike, stomp. Yeah, we can just strike, stomp, and I think that does it. Strike, and stomp. And there we go. Another blood potion, happy to pick that up. Just keeping us alive a little. I think we're just gonna go for bloodletting. That's exactly what we like, just some extra energy. We're losing some HP, but I think we have good survivability overall. We're not expecting to be hit a whole lot, so I think bloodletting is what we like here. And now we really want to pick up something like a whirlwind. Oh, okay. Slippery bridge. While crossing a rickety wooden bridge, there is a sudden torrent of rain. Massive gusts of wind buffet you, threatening to end your journey. I do not want to remove stone armor from my deck. I really do not. I really don't want bloodletting. Oh, this is awful. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of the stomp. We took a lot of damage here, but we really couldn't afford to get rid of any of those good cards. One of the worst events we could have gotten, honestly. This is all less than ideal. Abyssal baths. You discover a secluded chamber. Steam rises from bubbling pools of hot liquid that shifts colors with hypnotic rhythm. Barnacled growths hang from the ceiling, dripping viscous fluid that hisses and writhes when it touches the surface. The air feels heavy, laden with salt and something unmistakably organic. As you approach the edge of the largest pool, the liquid ripples. The waters bubble more intensely as if anticipating your entry. I think we're just gonna abstain. I really don't want to take that much more damage. Although we do have the blood potion, and raising our max save. Actually, let's immerse ourselves. Let's linger maybe, huh? The liquid burns against your skin, simultaneously freezing and scalding. Beneath the surface, something brushes against your legs. Tendrils, currents with purpose. But when the pain subsides, you feel denser somehow, more substantial. The water seems to hum with satisfaction. We're gonna linger for a while. The temperature keeps rising. How long can you endure before the steam cooks you from within? How long indeed? It keeps getting hotter. The pool's bubbling sounds like laughter. It's so hot, you wonder if this is what it's like to live in the village of demons. You have bathed so long you have lost track of time and your mind. Well, it's nice in here. I think this is quite enough. And now we're gonna drink the blood potion, and we're at half HP. The heat finally gets to you, and you hop out of the bath. And now I think we're just gonna go elite, regular fight. Although maybe the other way around is better. This is probably gonna be an easier fight. We might pick up something useful there, so let's do that. Okay, the punch construct shouldn't be too bad. We're just gonna go Infernal Blade, Pommel Strike. Yeah, sure, we're gonna do that. Strike, strike. We could do Bloodletting and just punch it a little harder, but I don't think that's necessary. Sadly, we don't get any shop this this act, but that's probably fine. Stone Armor, shrug it off, strike. So that'll block all the incoming damage. Now the Stone Armor will block all but 1 damage. And then we can't apply Vulnerable because it has Artifact. So we're just gonna not be casting Bash, I think. Taking 1 here to finish the fight a little faster. It's gonna apply a debuff, so yeah, maybe we're just gonna take 1. Hopefully finish it next turn. We're weak, of course, so probably not. But we can deal some damage here. Not a lot, but a little bit of damage. And then this turn, yeah, we're not going to be able to deal 17, so we're just going to block all of the incoming damage, and then Win has no more. And we're no longer weak, so this should be easy enough. Yep, we can just strike, and that's it. Okay, well, Howl from Beyond. At the start of your turn, if this is in your exhaust pile, play it. We have no way currently to get Howl from Beyond into our exhaust pile. Demon form is very strong. If we can get that like set up on turn 1, I think we're in business. I think we're just gonna go with demon form, and hopefully. Ooh, okay. This is definitely the fight where we want to use our explosive ampoule. And try to get our breakthrough, because explosive ampoule plus breakthrough, that almost takes care of this. Unfortunately, we have no way of blocking right now, so that's gonna be a big hit. We're gonna use our Cure All here. At least we get 1 defend, that's fine. And I guess if we set up Demon Form, do Bloodletting, defend, and then we can bash the highest health one. And now we're gonna take 1 big hit, but hopefully we're all set up now to kill them all in one go, or at least some of them. So with the explosive ampoule, they will not gain the armor, and then we can make all of them take 13. Let's start with this, and then we can kill this one and get the other ones very low. So now we're taking a total of 10. We don't have enough damage to kill any of them right now, so we are just gonna try and block all of that. And then this turn, we should be able to... Ooh, that's nice. A little bit of an overkill here, but that's fine. And here we can just kill 2 of them. And next turn, kill this one. That was pretty clean. Pantograph at the start of each boss combat, heal 25 HP. Not a great relic right now, probably exactly what we want though. Deal damage equal to your block. That is unfortunately entirely useless with plating, so we can't do that. I like Tremble. Apply 3 vulnerable and it exhausts. You can just set that up once and then you don't have to worry about redrawing it, so we are gonna go with the Tremble. Now we get to enter a rest site, and since we're healing when we enter the boss room, we can actually afford to smith something. What do we want to do here? We can probably set up the other stone armor. Right now we don't have a whole lot of use for extra energy. Shrug it off is fine, 3 extra block, but stone armor will just get us so much more block over the course of a fight. And just having the survivability to be able to cast demon form and then just kind of try to win in the long game, that sounds good. So we are going to go with stone armor here. We have a fire potion that might give us just a little bit extra reach against the soulfish here. Would have loved to draw demon form on my first turn here, because the soulfish will always start doing a beckon. That was not in the cards for us, unfortunately, so we're just going to try to deal as much damage as possible and also set up the stone armor. So we're just going to do breakthrough strike. That's fine. So beckon, the soulfish shuffles beckons into our deck. At the end of your turn, if this is in your hand, you lose 60 HP. That goes straight through your block. So you really want to get rid of them before you get too many of them. That being said, I really want to set up demon form. So we are going to take 22, 17 this turn. But setting up the demon form is just so important. So hopefully next turn we can get the other stone armor, maybe a shrug it off, and yeah. Yeah, that's great. We're gonna be hit for 7, so it's enough to just set up the stone armor. So that'll put us to 10. We'll get another beckon, so we're just gonna bash. And now we gain a good amount of armor every turn so that we can really focus on dealing some damage. So right now, still vulnerable, so we really want to just attack. Conflagration, that's fine. We can do that and strike, and we're dealing good damage already. Don't need to use the bloodletting. We didn't really have anything to do with that. This turn, the soulfish is intangible. All damage taken is reduced to 1. So we might as well just defend as much as possible here. We actually can set up 2 more turns of vulnerable, so that's pretty nice. We're gonna gain 8, so it's 16. Very good draw here. Now we're gonna get some beckons, unfortunately. We're just gonna spend this entire turn getting rid of them. No use. We really want to conserve our HP a little bit. We're gonna be hit for a lot this turn. 6, 11, gonna be hit for 13. I can get rid of the beckon, and I can apply some vulnerables. So we're gonna block. And we're gonna tremble. And now we're just gonna be hit for 13. We gain 5. We wanna... Any need to shrug it off? No, we might draw. Yeah, we're probably gonna draw into a beckon, so we really are just gonna go defend, strike. And as you can see, we already have 12 strength, so all of our attacks are really powerful now. I hope to finish this combat within the next 2 turns. If need be, we're gonna use the fire potion. It's not very valuable, but it might just give us a little bit of extra reach. Thankfully, we did not draw a beckon this, only 1 beckon this turn. However, that means next turn we're going to be drawing 3 beckons. But with Bash and Breakthrough, potentially we can just end the fight. So we're going to do this and this. And yeah, next turn we're just going to be able to end the fight. Absolutely no problem. Unless... Oh, I think it's going to gain intangible. So this is going to be an issue. Probably going to... Yeah. We're going to take 1 more big hit here, unfortunately. We're going to be hit for 11 this turn. Unfortunately, nothing we can do about that. We're just going to get rid of all the beckons, and then we're just going to kill it next turn. Not great, but it's fine. We're going to heal at the end, so we can just strike and end the fight. That was okay. The demon form is what we're going to be leaning into now. So we really want to see if we can find anything that works with demon form. Aggression at the start of your turn, put a random attack from your discard pile into your hand and upgrade it. That's pretty decent. Makes sure that we always have attacks. Makes it so that if we don't manage to upgrade a lot, we're still gonna have decently powerful things. Juggernaut, though, whenever you gain block, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. Works reasonably well with the plating, because that just means 5 damage at the end of the turn, but cost 2, that's a little expensive. We already have very expensive power in demon form. Feed, though. Raising our max HP is somewhat useful. It's a fine attack. It exhausts. I think we're gonna go with the aggression. Alright. Here we are in Act 2. Let's do a quick review of the deck, shall we? So we haven't gotten rid of any of our strikes yet. So we definitely want to hit a shop, because we also have a lot of money to spend. So, some early shops here that we're probably going to try and hit. Our defense situation is looking pretty good with the stone armors. The demon form gives us inevitability. And now what we need is just probably a little bit more survivability. And then something to capitalize on all the strength that we're getting. The aggression is already useful for that, I think. What we really want is something like a whirlwind. Just to deal a lot of damage, which would also help us if we do the bloodletting. And then the whirlwind with a couple of demon forms should be enough to end most regular combats and also deal a bunch of damage to any kind of elite or boss. So kind of happy with how the deck is coming together. Yeah, we definitely want to get rid of some of these strikes, though. That seems essential. Let's plan our route. First, before we plan our route, let's have a look at the offerings in terms of relics. Such a strong boy you are. Come and eat something. Can't slaughter on an empty stomach. Very hot cocoa is great. If we get the demon form in our opening hand, we will always have enough energy to cast that, and that's just amazing. The Seal of Gold is good, but that's a lot of gold. At the start of your turn, spend 5 gold to gain. So if we say a regular combat will go between 4 to 5 turns, it means we lose like 20 to 25 gold in each combat for permanent extra thing. That means we're gonna run out of gold real fast. Obviously great against any kind of boss. Like, we can just conserve some of our money and then have like 10 turns of extra energy. But I think we have better use for our gold right now. So we're gonna go with a very hot cocoa. Just because in this specific deck, if we can get the demon form on the first turn, the very hot cocoa is just going to be able to let us cast that in every single combat without regard for our health. So, we're going to do that. And now, let us chart a course through... Where are we anyway? Wherever we are. So, we want to hit a shop. The earlier the better. This one is looking promising. Then we could do this. 1 combat, 2 combats. Hit this. Probably take a left for another upgrade. Go over here. Yeah, this looks very promising. That will give us 2 elite fights. Only a total of 3 hallway fights. So not a lot of opportunity to pick up new cards. That is something we have to consider. So hopefully we can find something in the shop. If we end up not getting anything in the shop, we can always take a little detour through here. And then potentially pick up more fights along the way if we feel powerful enough and if we feel like we need the card rewards. Is there anything interesting on the right side? This one, we hit our first stronger combat right here. This one, we do it here. We hit a shop. And after that, we could just get back on track here. But I think the left-hand side just looks more promising. So right now, I'm thinking something like this. Go here. Hit the shop. Also, noticeably, we don't have. We're currently not able to get any combats in the question mark rooms, so definitely incentivized to take those. Then we go here. From here, we can either go to the left, pick up some more stuff along the way, upgrade some of our cards, get our first elite fight fairly late in the act, after only 2 combats, with 2 opportunities to upgrade cards, 1 whole new relic, bunch of more opportunities to upgrade our deck. So I'm kind of happy with that, and then just do a couple of fights in a row. And if this proves too much, then we can always just go over here and then hit the boss. That seems like a good route, so let's go for that. Didn't hit our demon form, unfortunately. Also didn't hit a whole lot of our block, but it is enough. So we're just gonna Infernal Blade, Sword Boomerang. We can just play all of our cards here. No need to sequence anything. Very straightforward. Gonna be for 2 here. Here we can draw a card just to see. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. So here, of course, the other thing, the gold thing, would have been very useful because we could have set up demon form, but that's probably fine. I'm not too worried about this Tanner fight. We have a reasonable amount of... although that being said... yeah, this is a bad turn. We're gonna take a lot of damage here, and that is very sad. So we're just gonna go aggression. Gonna go tremble, I think. Then we're gonna go defend. We're gonna have 9 block. Gonna take 14, so definitely less than ideal. Not a great start, but sometimes that's just how it is. We can't do 32 damage here, so we're just gonna be defending, gaining as much armor as possible, dealing some damage. We'll be at 14. I think we're just gonna use the fire potion and just break it out. Which means, of course, that we should have done this whole thing very differently. There was a last-minute switcheroo that definitely does not work to our advantage, but that's probably fine. Shrug it off will make it so that we don't take any damage. Then we're just gonna strike and break through. And then next turn, we can simply deal 9, 18. Yeah, that's it. There we go. Let's see. Second wind. Exhaust all non-attack cards in your hand. Gain 5 block for each card exhausted. Armaments, that sounds good. This means we can skip a lot of the camp. Like, if we have armaments and aggression, I think that basically means we can skip a whole lot of upgrades on the way. So I think we're gonna go armaments. Anger is, of course, decent with demon form. However, we don't have any kind of draw right now. So, yeah. Infested automaton. There's a chamber filled with dead robots. A lone automaton still has a faintly glowing core, but it's engulfed by a grotesque organic growth and doesn't respond. We can study it to obtain a random power, or touch the core to obtain a random 0-cost card. Right now, we have 1 0-cost card. I don't know what other 0-cost cards are in the pool for the Ironclad. I think we're just going to... How many powers do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 powers right now. Yeah, maybe we're already good on power. Maybe we're just gonna try the 0-cost card. Oh, we're getting another Bloodletting. That's actually great as long as we can pick up a Whirlwind. Let's hit the shop. So we have a production that's basically a Bloodletting. Secret weapon, which lets us tutor up any kind of attack. Every 3 turns, draw a card. That's okay. Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, you gain a strength. That seems very good right now. Oh, now, this is very interesting. At the start of your first turn, lose 2. At the start of all other turns, gain 1. That's great, because it pairs so well with the hot cocoa. Bread and hot cocoa is perfect. So at the start of each combat, we gain 2, and at the start of each other turn, we gain 1. Yeah, we're definitely gonna take the bread. That's perfect. We're gonna remove a card. We're gonna remove one of the strikes. Maybe we're gonna take the vicious. Well, we're not applying vulnerable all that often right now. Yeah, it's a little rough, honestly. Spite goes well with gaining strength. I would have really loved to pick up something like a whirlwind here, but sadly that was not in the cards for us. Card every 3 turns. This is not very exciting. Can we hit another shop on the way? Sadly, we cannot. So we should definitely be spending most of our money here. Decision paralysis. Maybe just a shrug it off will be useful. We definitely have enough block now, and getting more attacks into our hand just kind of clogs up our deck over time. So I'm not sure I want that. I think I'm just gonna buy a power potion just as a little emergency button, and then we're gonna go on our merry way. Okay, the thieving hopper. Yeah, we don't want to have our cards stolen. So we definitely want to take care of that. We can just play all of our cards here. So we're just gonna go stone armor, defense, breakthrough, aggression. Good setup. And hopefully we can deal enough damage before it disappears. Here, it's gonna take our Infernal Blade. Even if it takes it, honestly, we're not too sad about that. That's not a great card. So maybe we're not even gonna take it back if we end up defeating this guy. So we're just gonna bash. Do I lose 1 HP? I don't think I need to, so we're just gonna strike. It's gonna start flying now. They fly now. 21. We can upgrade all cards in my hand. That seems good. We can shrug it off. Now we have more than enough. Okay, we're getting all the defense here. That's funny. Just gonna strike. Block all of this. We don't need the bloodletting. So yeah, here we really see, like, I don't need the bloodletting right now. We really, really need something that lets us spend all of this energy, because we already have a surplus of energy. Okay, we're gonna take 21. Then we're gonna draw at least 2 defense. Yeah, we're kind of low on damage this game. We kind of maybe went a little bit too hard on all the blocks. Do I do bloodletting demon form now? Just to make sure. Honestly, it's fine. If this guy gets away, we are fine with that. We really don't need the Infernal Blade. 2 turns, and we need to deal... Let's see, we're getting 14. Strike and defend. Oh, we can do 2 defend, right. I keep forgetting that we have 4 energy. Just something to be aware of. Okay, I need to hit it 2 more times, and that will stun it. So that's easy enough. We're just gonna go bash, strike, and we're just gonna apply more vulnerable, I guess. And then next turn, all we have to do is hit. Yeah, we are always gonna redraw a strike or a bash here, and upgrade it, so that'll always be enough. Yeah, so we're doing strike, and be done with it. I will not take this back. I don't think we need it entirely. useless at this point. Do I want another armament? I don't really. Sword Boomerang. Gets a lot better if we gain strength, but I don't think it's worth it right now. So, well, it scales really well with the demon form, gaining 6 damage each turn. So after a couple of demon forms, this would be dealing a whole bunch of damage, but we need something to deal some damage, and we have so much energy. Maybe we take Mangle? Maybe we're gonna take the Mangle. What does it upgrade into? 20 damage, 15 strength. We have the energy. I think we're taking the Mangle. Alright. Let's see what we get here. Ooh, this is actually really nice, but we're not gonna hit any shop. Is there no way we can hit a shop? We could randomly stumble upon a shop in one of these rooms. But if we can't plan it through. So, potion courier. There is a sour smell in the air, and shortly after you find a potion courier collapsed on the ground, unmoving, lifeless, dead. While their belongings have been ransacked, there is a batch of foul-smelling potions with a note, recipient, merchant. So, we can get 3 foul potions that are pretty useless in combat, but we can sell them to a merchant for 100 gold each. Would be great if we could make sure to encounter a merchant this act. It's not going to happen. So we're just going to procure 1 uncommon potion. Sad because this is really nice getting 300 gold for free. But we're going to go with the potion of binding, applying weak and vulnerable to all enemies. That's fine. And then the question is, do we want to upgrade or do we want some more card rewards? Honestly, right now, I think we're strong enough to take this route instead. So we're gonna try and take on 3 elites in total, and potentially also get some more card rewards. I really want the whirlwind or something similar. Something to spend all of our energy on would be wonderful. So we're gonna go here. So yeah, already we're seeing combat is getting a little more intense here. The bowl bug, once you fully block its attack, it becomes stunned for a turn. This one we want to just keep in peace for 3 turns. So right now, probably we want to do... So we need to block 15. I don't think we can do that. If I apply weak, I would gain 6 plus 5, 11. That would not be enough. I think I'll drink my skill potion here. Colossus gain 5 block. You receive 50% less damage from vulnerable enemies this turn. That's fine. Gain block. If you exhaust a card this turn, we're not gonna exhaust any cards this turn. Exhaust a card, draw 2 cards. Okay, we're just gonna go with Colossus. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's fine. So we're gonna do Colossus. Then we can do aggression. I should have actually upgraded this before, but that's fine. It's whatever. Stone armor. And now we're gonna bash this one. And that stuns it. We're weak this turn. That's a little annoying, but probably fine. Mangling this enemy will make it so it doesn't deal any damage, so that's what we're gonna do. Beautiful. And then we're gonna strike the vulnerable one. Do we want a bloodletting? I think it's probably worth it here. Just to get 2 more strikes in on the vulnerable enemy for another 12 damage, and that way, hopefully next turn we can just kill it with a quick attack. Because we might... Oh, we upgraded Mangle. That's actually really nice. Like, just 20 damage. I think we're just gonna... Yeah, we're just gonna Mangle this one. Take care of it before it becomes a problem. And I think we're going to apply Vulnerable to this one. And then next turn, we'll kill it just in time for the Slumbering Beetle to wake up. Gonna deal 16 this turn. Okay, we might not be able to kill it because we're once again weak. We're taking 8, 24 this turn. We're gaining 3, 11. Do I want to... I don't want to use too many resources here, so we're just gonna... So now we're gonna be at 17, 22, take a little bit of damage, and we're just gonna strike this one. No blocks this turn. We're gonna take 10 for sure. Unless I can actually mangle this one. Now we're not taking any damage. And breakthrough will actually kill this one, right? Vulnerable 25, 50% more. That should, yeah. Okay. Very good. So we cannot apply vulnerable. It's gonna hit me for 20. Okay, I can just go armaments, mangle, and now it's just gonna hit me for 5. Actually, mangle seems really good when you upgrade it, so happy to have picked that up. We're gonna gain 6, so we can just do shrug it off, and shrug it off, and strike. Gain 6, 22. We have another 4. I have 4 energy. I have to remember this. And now 16. Let's start with shrug it off. We don't have to do a lot here. We can just do this. Absolutely no reason to use any of our health if we can just play the long game. Rage. Rage, fucking rage. Whenever you play an attack this turn, gain 3 block. We have plenty of block, I feel. Block is not an issue. If you exhausted a card this turn, gain 4 energy and exhaust. Currently only Tremble exhausts. Yeah, none of these are really what we're looking for. Forgotten Ritual would become really good if we manage to find both more ways to exhaust cards, but I don't think so. I think we're just gonna skip here. Not what we're looking for, but that's fine. The Infested Prison. Whenever we deal damage to it, we gain an energy, so that's something we just have to keep in mind. We drew an awful opening hand here. I think we're just gonna use our skill potion to block some more of this incoming damage. Hopefully. Taunt seems fine. Gain some block. We already have armaments, so we're gonna go with Taunt. Then we're gonna go armaments. Taunt. Defend. And then just strike and strike and strike. Blocking almost all of the incoming damage. And then we can set up some things. We can do shrug it off, and then we set up both stone armors. And now I think we're good in terms of... I should have actually done breakthrough because it's free with the vital spark. Just a small little error here. We're gonna take 11, 26, 27. Okay, I think we're just gonna go 15 damage. Not quite enough to get through here, unfortunately. Okay, sequencing. If we go Tremble, it will be vulnerable. It'll take extra damage from the Mangle. So this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do Tremble. We're gonna do Mangle. It'll take 22, which will gain us an additional energy. It will now deal no damage whatsoever, and we'll Bloodletting and play Demon Form. Nice, perfect. This was a good turn. Good little setup, taking no damage whatsoever, and now we can probably finish this fight fairly quickly. Not a lot of damage this turn, but we can just do a little more setup. Gain this basically vulnerable until the end of combat. Just play your blocks, just play it out. We're gonna gain 9 here. Can shrug it off. We can gain some extra energy by just striking and striking. We're definitely gonna play the defend. That's gonna put us to 22. And then we're just gonna strike. We can upgrade all cards in our hand right now. That's very good because we'll gain 5 block. We'll upgrade Mangle, losing 15 strength here. Deals 5. We block all of that. And then we can just do another strike. Very clean, infested prison fight here. 39 damage this turn. That might be a little bit of an issue. But we can strike it. Yeah, strike and breakthrough. We'll just end it. Alright. Strawberry, we don't mind some extra HP. It's not great, but it'll do. Unrelenting. The next attack you play costs 0. We have so much energy. With the mangle and everything. Looks reasonable. The pillage. Draw cards until you draw a non-attack card. It'll always draw us at least 1 card and sometimes more. We have a reasonable density of attacks, so maybe we're just gonna go with 1 pillage, just so we have a little bit of card draw with all the energy that we can gain. That just seems very useful. And we get another relic. Oh, that is great. So some extra strength we really, really like. We're so attack centric. Yeah. Oh, this is wonderful. The Amalgamator. Clang, clang. You hear the echoes of metal upon metal on the other side of a wall. As you press your head against the wall to listening, the wall opens up, revealing a hulking 6-armed figure toiling away. Its face is a swirling vortex of glowing sigils that shift about. One with an ascending spirit has found my workshop. Let's get combining. We're gonna remove 2 strikes and add an ultimate strike to our deck. That is just exactly what we like. We want to get rid of some of these. We're probably gonna get rid of some defenses soon. But I don't need an ultimate defend, I think. We have so much block. Just gotta combine some strikes. We're very happy with that. The Amalgamator strikes its bone anvil. Clang, clang. Memories of combat, attacking, and defensive strategies sharpen with each blow. Your most ultimate technique returns to you. Alright, we're coming back to this run a little while later. That's why the clock is at an hour now. I don't think we've taken quite as long. Just a quick review of the deck, just to see what we're working with. Right, recently I added the Ultimate Strike to the deck, got rid of 2 strikes. Now I think we might be in the market for another damaging thing. Once again, we're looking for whirlwind type effects to really capitalize on demon form, bloodletting, that sort of thing. I've also added a pillage to the deck. Interested to see how that's gonna work out. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 non-attack cards in our 21 cards deck, so probably not gonna usually draws more than 1 card, so we're gonna just have to see. Now we could, yeah, I think we're definitely gonna go to the right here. Let's erase all of that. Getting 2 elites out of the way, that's gonna be nice. Forge 2 cards, yeah, seems good to me. Let's see what we want here. So we can already upgrade a lot of cards. Is that right? We have the aggression at the start of your turn. Put a random attack from your discard pile into your hand and upgrade it. We could make that innate. That seems pretty good. Because at that point, we're always going to be able to loop things right back. Wasn't there another thing that let us upgrade something? No, that may have been a temporary effect. Okay. We could also just update Ultimate Strike to deal a lot more damage or mangle. But I think since this is basically serves to upgrade most of our attacks, we're just gonna upgrade the aggression. And once again, eventually I would definitely like to also upgrade the bloodletting, but not until we haven't found a whirlwind or something along those lines. Excuse me. The Entomancer could be an issue. Problem here being that whenever we attack this guy, we're gonna add a dazed to our draw pile. And those are really gonna clog up our deck. So we wanna finish this quickly if we can. For that reason, we're gonna definitely drink a power potion here. I think Demon Form will definitely help us with that. So I'm very happy to get that here. Gonna go Demon Form. 21 damage this turn. We're gonna shrug it off. We're gonna shrug it off. We're gonna apply Vulnerable probably. And I think we're probably gonna do the Bloodletting here. We're always gonna play the Aggression. Do we want to bash, or are we happy with just trembling? I suppose we're gonna be hit for a bunch anyway. We might as well go bloodletting, bash, go tremble. Do I want to strike? That'll put a dazed into my draw pile. It's okay. For now, we're just gonna try and deal as much damage as we can. Take a little bit of damage here. We get another Demon Form. That's funny. Don't know if we necessarily want another one of these. We can just upgrade all cards in our hand. Right, that was the other thing. Do I want to pillage first? So what are we going to do this turn? We're going to Stone Armor for sure. We're going to defend. That's going to put us to 11 plus 5 plus another 2. I think we're always going to pillage, so we might as well. Ooh, that's good. That's nice. Now we can get all of these upgraded. That's going to be very nice. 6 plating. And then we're also going to gain another 8 blocks, so that's going to put us to 19. We block all this damage. All of these are upgraded. And at the start of our turn, we're going to get one of these back. So we get the Ultimate Strike. That's very good. 24 damage plus the Vulnerable bonus. We don't need to mangle this turn, but we also don't have anything else to do. So we might as well just go mangle, Ultimate Strike, and we're dealing a good amount of damage. Unfortunately, our next turn will be very bad. We're gonna have 3 days, the Stone Armor and the Bloodletting. So next turn we're gonna probably take a pretty sizable hit. We might use the Potion of Binding there. Because now we're going to be hit for 28. I also have an Ultimate Strike, so that would be 39 damage. Is there any way... I don't think there's any way for us to do anything about that. We really wanted to get the mangle this turn. We didn't, but that's okay. I think I'm gonna just apply weak, just to take a little bit less damage, and then we're just gonna Ultimate Strike, Stone Armor, take a smaller hit here, and then hopefully this turn. Yeah, now we can just Ultimate Strike, be done with it. Reasonably clean. We're also getting all of these healing and HP items. We don't really need them, but it's fine. We're gonna be reasonably healthy. Setup Strike, deal 9 damage, gain 3 strength this turn. Since we removed the strike from our deck and only replaced it with a single attack card, I think we can probably take this. Gaining another 3 strength for a turn is also fine. We don't really exhaust a lot of cards. Sword Boomerang, we've talked about it. Pretty decent with the strength, but let's just get a setup strike. we're not too unhappy to pick that up. Deck is coming together well once again. We really, really, really want the whirlwind. Yeah, we're just gonna armaments, aggression, demon form, say go. That puts us in a very good position. The hunter killer makes us tender. Whenever we play a card, we lose a strength and a dexterity, meaning all of our subsequent blocks and attacks will be weaker. With stone armor, we can mitigate a lot of that. And here we're just gonna be going stone armor. Mangle, should have done that the other way around. That's fine, we're dealing 1 less damage. We're gonna be hit for 1 this turn. Don't really see a reason to go block and strike here. I'm just gonna say go. We got the Mangle back, of course, as we should, as we knew we would. And with the Mangle losing 15 strength, it's just not gonna deal any damage, so we're gonna set up strike. Mangle, no problem at all. And if we're lucky, we're just gonna be getting the Mangle back at the start of our turn. We got a bash back, that's fine. Taking 21 this turn. We have 4, we have 10, we have 18. Can we kill it? We do 23, 43. Yes, we can just kill it. So we do this, and then just pillage, and that's it. Pick up an explosive ampoule, not very useful, but that's fine. Once again, we don't want any of this. Just gonna skip. Yeah. We'll see if it's enough. Okay, the explosive ampoule actually quite useful here. The Decimillipede, probably one of the stronger ones. We're happy to fight it fairly late here. We don't have a lot of block this turn. I think we're gonna actually use the power potion. Let's see. I think we're just gonna go for stone armor. A little bit extra. And then... once again. Should have upgraded it. We're gonna take 2 extra damage this turn because of that. It is what it is. We are going to play armaments. Yep. And I think we're just gonna play everything. Bloodletting. Demon form. We're gonna bash something. Probably the one with the most HP. Also the one that's buffing itself. And we're gonna play aggression. We're gonna take 9. So it's 15, 25. We're gonna take 16 this turn. But now we can... right, we're also weak, unfortunately. That's a little annoying. What can we do here? We definitely want stone armor. I'm gonna play Shrug It Off. Play the other stone armor. So that's 15, 23. It's hurting us for 14, 20, 28. So we could block all of the damage with another block. But I kind of want an ultimate strike. And I think for now, is there any reason to divvy up the damage? We have breakthrough. That's going to be good when we draw it. So I think I'm actually going to divide the damage a little evenly. And say go. We're expected to just take some damage against the Decimillipede. Not great, but it is what it is. Same here, we're gonna take some damage, unfortunately, because we did not draw into any of these effects. We're still weak, so we're not gonna be able to kill any of these. We only have 15, 29. So yeah, we're gonna take a little bit of damage. Don't want the bloodletting, I'll just defend, and then I'll just deal 11. The final one. Take a small hit. Just for 1 though. Unfortunately, we are just being hit with a weak every single turn. We can still break through and mangle. That would kill one of them. We gain 13 block. Is there a better way to do this? If we use the explosive amp pool, we can put one of them to 21. That's 15. Can definitely kill the last one with 1, 2, and probably another one. So that's probably worth it. I'm gonna do this. We are going to... We could also apply vulnerable to one of them, which would kill it. Maybe we should start with the pillage. We're just gonna pillage this one. Okay, we can definitely kill them all this turn. We're gonna do breakthrough. And then we can just do strike and strike. Reasonably clean. We got an unsettling lamp. Each combat, the first time you play a card that debuffs an enemy, double its effect. It's not gonna happen a lot. But since it's only once per combat, we're always gonna get that. Usually just from the vulnerable from one of these. Doubling that effect, I'm not too unhappy about. It's not extremely strong, but it's fine. I do want a battle trance. We're not drawing any cards during our turn, so we might as well pick this up. Yeah, just helps us get through our deck a little faster. Stone armor is fine. I would probably take a third one, but battle trance we don't need to worry about upgrading, so that's fine. And now once again we're gonna heal basically to full when we do the boss, so we can upgrade something here. Yeah, we do need to deal a little bit more damage, and I wonder what can we do about that. Maybe just upgrade the demon form. All of our attacks I don't think we need to upgrade, because we'll always be able to set it up with the with our, what is it called? The thing that upgrades our attacks. So we're just gonna go demon form here. Not too unhappy about that. And then we just need to make sure to have that in our opening hand, which of course the battle trance can also help with. So we are now going to fight the knowledge demon. Not great to start out with. A little bit of damage. We're always going to use the strength potion, so might as well do that now. And then we're just kind of play out our cards. I think we're just going to go aggression. Mango. 5 and lose an HP, sure. And then hopefully we can get our demon form set up reasonably quickly. The knowledge demon is going to curse us, either with a curse that lets us take 6 damage at the end of our turn, or just draw fewer cards. We're gonna go for disintegration. We'll heal most of the damage we take, so we just have to kind of be careful to have some block. Didn't draw into demon form. We're gonna start with shrug it off. We do battle trance, and here's our demon form. We're definitely gonna set that up now. Since we don't have any of our other powers in hand, this is as good a time as any. Do that early. We're gonna take a big hit this turn, but after that I'm confident we can set up our stone armors, and then soon deal enough damage to kill it reasonably quickly. Here I am thinking of taking a break and just do a mangle real quick, because it loses 15 strength and that reduces its strength, its attack to 0. Next turn we're gonna draw armaments, which is gonna upgrade everything. Then we might use pillage to find something to help us block. So I think here we're just gonna do one of the platings, a mangle, and say go. This turn it's gonna heal, it's gonna empower itself, gonna deal some damage once again. We can do this. I think we're just gonna mangle. Do we want to deal more damage this turn with a bloodletting? I actually don't mind that. We're gonna do this. Still have 2, so I think we're just gonna take 6, so we're gonna take 1, we're gonna go set up strike and strike. Yeah. Healing itself, that's fine. Now, we're gonna get another curse next turn. We're definitely gonna set up the stone armor. I will start with pillage. Yeah, we're gonna use bloodletting for sure. Let's battle trance. Let's see, we're going to gain 10 armor this turn. We're gonna make it vulnerable. I cannot draw any more cards, so I think we're just going to break through. No reason to gain any more block. Yeah, that's fine. Cannot play more than 3 cards each turn. How often do we play more than 3 cards each turn? Yeah, I think we're just gonna go for taking 7 damage. So now at the end of a turn we're taking 13 damage. We have to be a little careful now to have enough block. But I think that's okay. We're gonna start with pillage. Then we're gonna do battle trance. We will do armaments. Gonna attack us for 19. We'll have 14. We're gonna take 13, 19, 32. So right now we're taking hit for 18. That's a little more than I like. We're gonna do bloodletting. I'll do a setup strike. I'll do an ultimate strike. Can we actually kill it this turn? This is dealing 40. This is dealing 39, 79, not quite. So instead we're just gonna do block, block, strike. Take a tiny amount of damage here. And then we're just gonna kill it. Very quick, very easy. Not much to say here. Our deck has come together quite nicely. 1-2 punch. This turn your next attack is played an extra time. I do not mind that, especially with an upgraded ultimate strike or an upgraded mangle. That basically just copies the best attack in our hand, and I don't mind that at all. We don't want a second demon form. There will be very few opportunities for me to cast 2 expensive powers, and it's just too late for feed. We didn't take it in after Act 1, we're not going to take it now. Let's try the 1-2 punch. And now moving to Act 3. Let's start by seeing what relic we can get. Gorgeous, by the way. So we can choose 3 cards in our deck to enchant them with Swift 3, meaning the first time we play them we draw 3 cards. That's not too bad because we have very little card draw in our deck. However, it of course does not work with our battle trance, and our deck is kind of small right now. Delicate Front. At the start of each combat, fill all empty potion slots with random potions. That's not too bad. 3 potions each combat and then being able to use them. That's pretty strong. And we're very rarely gonna be able to take the Diamond Diadem. Yeah, we're rarely playing 2 of your cards in a combat. Do I want card draw? And what would I enchant? I would probably enchant the Bloodlettings. Because if we also draw 3 cards off of those, that is very powerful. We have the energy to then play the cards, so there's always... Basically, we'll always play the Bloodletting. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So let's go with that. We're gonna go 3 for the Bloodletting. And I suppose we could do 1 for the Aggression, which will always be in our starting hand. So that just helps us improve our starting hand significantly. We'll always have 3 extra cards. We might draw into demon form, so that's great for an early setup. Let's go with that. Pretty happy with that pickup. I just have to be very careful not to play those after I have played Battle Trance, because we will miss out on the card draw. Just something to be mindful of. I guarantee you it will happen at least once during this run. Let's see where we can go. I'm drawn to this just to avoid some combats, and we could go to the left. Pick up 2 elites if we go this way, but then we will not hit any shop. That is less than ideal. We have so much money, we definitely want to hit a shop on the way. The left side just has none of them. Unfortunately, that means we're gonna hit a lot of just regular combat areas here. So we would have to go this way, hit a shop on the way, go here, take this elite chest, and then a bunch of events, take another shop, or alternatively, take the shop here, do an elite fight, do another elite fight, and then head this way. I like that a little better. Alternatively, this would also be an option, depending on what our health looks like. This is going to be a little tough, these fights here specifically, but I think we're strong enough to be able to take them. So that's where we're going to go. Okay, so again, we have aggression that will always draw us 3 cards, so we can always start with that. We want to block a total of 21. Can do 6 here. We're probably gonna do shrug it off. We might do a pillage real quick. Do I want to draw 3 more cards right now? Not really. There's not a lot we can do here. I also have to remember the Touch of Insanity is very good with the demon form in a later combat that might be a little more involved. So 14, we're taking 21 right now, so like 1 more defend will do it. Yeah, let's just go with that for now. Not a great setup turn, but that's fine. This should be significantly better. So we do Bloodletting, draw 3 cards. The other Bloodletting also draws us 3 cards, so I guess we can just do that here for a really good turn. Okay, now we have everything. We can go Armaments to upgrade everything. Gain 5 block, gain 10 block. I don't think we need the demon form this combat. We can do Setup Strike with 7 energy. So we do Setup Strike. We're probably just going to try to kill the Living Shield this turn. Then I will need to do just the Stone Armor will do it. And then I think we can do Bash and Mangle. Alternatively, I can of course Mangle this, not take any damage from it, but that should be fine. So we're just gonna do this and this. And now we're gonna gain 11. Yeah. In this turn, we can just do the thing that we were talking about. Although this will only deal 40. Which, honestly, that's fine. We'll just do it next turn. And then we're just gonna strike. And that's it. So yeah, it's come together reasonably well. Deal 6 damage too for all your cards containing strike. That's not good enough. Body slam. I don't think we have the block to support this, at least not the reliable block. And again, sword boomerang at this point. No thank you. Alright, the devoted sculptor. Let's see what we draw here. Okay, we got a mangle, we got a tremble. So I think we can just do some setup. Speaking of setup, we're gonna do tremble, and then we're just gonna do a setup strike, a regular strike, and then say go. So yeah, 6 vulnerable. This enemy will be vulnerable for the rest of combat. The mangle will make it lose all of its strength. Should have 1-2 punched it. Didn't pay attention to that. We'll see if it matters. We're not gonna play the Battle Trance. Okay. Once again, we can mangle. Let's go one bloodletting here. It's gonna be hitting us for... Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna mangle it. With stone armor. We gain 6. It'll deal 6. We can ultimate strike. And yeah, I'm messing up my order here, but I don't think it's gonna matter much, honestly. We'll start by pillaging. Oh, we're getting a lot of cards from that. Set up strike. And then just strike, and we don't have another... Oh, we have the ultimate strike. Okay. Spite. Spite will... Well, Spite is kind of interesting now. Because usually it's going to be just a free attack that'll deal 10. We have a lot of card draw now to support it, so that's interesting. Flame Barrier, whenever you attack this turn, deal 4 damage back. That's okay. Unrelenting. Let's try the Spite. Seems like we're drawing enough cards that a free thing will be pretty decent. Now, what do we have here? We can do the Vajra to gain strength in each combat. We do not want more card rewards, so we're not taking this. Whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with an additional 2 energy. That's fine. I'm not super excited about any of these. Stampede is interesting. Honestly, I could take a Stampede here. We're gonna start with some card removal. Do I want to get rid of the... I think I'm actually gonna get rid of one of the defense. What do we have in terms of... Oh no, we have so many attacks. We can get rid of a regular strike, no problem. We don't want to return the strikes with our power, so that's fine. Then we're gonna take the Stampede. Do I want the additional energy or do I want the Vajra? 1 strength actually doesn't matter much to us because we're gonna gain so much through the demon form. We're actually gonna take the T set. Is there another potion or anything I can afford? I could take another setup strike, but I'm not really interested in that. And then we're moving on. Alright, the Slimed Berserker. Same old, we're gonna go with aggression. We can 1-2 punch mangle it, but it's not attacking this turn, so it's not too interesting. Let's just draw some cards. Apply some vulnerable. So that'll be 4 vulnerable, that's pretty good. And then we'll set up our stone armor, and we'll say go. Lots of slime in our draw pile, that's probably fine. I'm gonna take 16 this turn. Unfortunately, nothing we can do about that. We're just gonna take a hit here. So we might as well do the demon form. Set up strike and bash. Sorry, not bash. What is it called? Spite. Gonna take a big hit. And then this turn... Okay, so we can set up the Stampede. That seems reasonable. We're gonna start with a pillage. We can apply more vulnerable. We're definitely gonna set up the Stampede. And I think we're gonna set up the stone armor. This will then do the breakthrough, so we're gonna lose 1 HP when this is played. Which is fine. Alright, I'm gonna be hit for 33 this turn, but we can bloodletting to draw some cards and gain some energy. And yeah, so now we're getting all of the slimes. We can upgrade these things. I can already do Spite for a big hit there. 33. I will pillage. Okay, we only got the tremble. Well, we're gonna lose some more HP to draw some more cards. We can draw even more cards, so that is interesting. Let's just go ahead and do our armaments here. And block. And battle trance. I can 1-2 punch. And then I can bash. I can defend, and I can tremble. This will give us 27. We're going to take 5, and then the ultimate strike will be just cast from my hand. Getting back the ultimate strike. We're just going to shrug it off. We might as well play a slimed. Play another shrug it off. And then ultimate strike. And then all of these will go back to my draw pile. More slime. That's fine. I think we're just going to kill it here. Yeah. So yeah, the hallway fights are definitely gonna get a lot more difficult here. Now Bully's interesting. There's gonna be a lot of vulnerable on the enemy. If we apply it once with, so it would be 4, it would be 16 damage for 0. Not super interesting. Sword Boomerang, of course, upgraded. It's a little more interesting. Body Slam costs 0. I think that's just interesting. Now, we're not like super high on the attack, on the blocking, but should still be good. The Scrolls of Biting. Let's see if we can get through this combat without being bitten too much. I'm gonna start with aggression as usual. Now, always gonna play the stone armor. I will use bloodletting here. Okay, and now we can actually do something, because now I can do armaments. Then we'll just shrug it off. We need a total of 24 block. We have 22 right now. Do this again. And then we can actually deal 27 with a body slam. I think we're gonna do breakthrough. Then do a body slam to kill the one that is buffing. Then we're gonna play Stampede. And now we're gonna either set up strike or mangle someone. If we mangle someone, that's great. If we only set up strike, that's fine too. Alright. Here we are. This is gonna hit us for 14. We can mangle stone armor. That'll put us to 11. Not quite good enough. We can kill the one in the back, and then we just need 14 block in total. Actually, I can just ultimate strike. I can just kill the ones that are attacking. And then we're not taking any damage. And then we can just 1-2 punch, pillage. That's it. Headbutt, deal 12 damage, put a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile. Not too interesting. Anger, not interested in that. We're just gonna skip here. Okay. We have decisions to make. We can go to the right to fight an elite. I think we can probably take an elite here. 1 or 2 more relics will definitely be nice. We don't have any urgent need to upgrade. We've been upgrading our cards pretty consistently. So yeah, let's just try and take on the elites. Fairly difficult fight. Let's see how it goes. We have a decent opening hand potentially because we can draw a lot of cards. We have to remember to play the Battle Trance last. I mean, draw another 3. Okay, now it's interesting. Now we can upgrade this entire hand. That seems good. So let's start with that. This will now hit 3 times. This will draw another 3 cards, and we'll have a total of 8 energy. So here we are. Okay, turns are getting a little more complicated, and we also have to remember we can still do any of these. So we can apply a total of 4 vulnerable to an enemy for 4. We need a little more block. We're hitting for 21. I think we're definitely gonna play 1 Shrug It Off, so we might as well draw another card from that. We have a Tremble, could also apply 6. I think that's better than the Bash. The 8 damage doesn't really matter much, but here we can apply a total of 6 vulnerable to an enemy. We want to take care of these 2 first, and I think we're going to try and start with the Magi Knight. So let's just make that vulnerable. Yeah. Double the debuff for a total of 6. And I think maybe we can do this 1-2 punch. But first, we definitely want to draw some more cards. So let's pillage. Okay. For all the defense I need, yeah, my hand is kind of full right now. So maybe we're actually gonna start with a 1-2 punch, and then the spite for a lot of damage. And then we can play the battle trance. No, we have to play one more card. 16, so we are very likely to draw into one of our stone armors. So I'm not gonna play defend here. Instead, I'm gonna do ultimate strike. Why did that hit twice? Oh, it's the next 2 attacks. Okay, wonderful. Battle trance. Hitting for 15. I think then we might as well set up demon form now. Alternatively, defend for a total of 24 block. That's 40, and then deal 40 damage with a body slam. But I think we're just gonna go demon form, body slam, and say go. Very strong first turn. Now all of our cards are ethereal, meaning that if it's in our hand at the end of turn, it will be exhausted and out of our deck. So this is just something to keep in mind. I'm not entirely sure how that works with the Stampede, but I think that they etherealize first, so the Stampede is entirely useless now. Gonna be hit for 15, but we can get some stone armor going. And then I think I'm just gonna mangle this one. I don't mind all of these getting etherealized. It's not great, but it's probably okay. And we just want to take care of the Spectral Knight so that doesn't happen too frequently. I'm gonna take a big hit from this one, but we can... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So with Bloodletting, we can play all of our cards here. So let's just mangle this one, because then it will not deal any damage. Going to shrug it off. We'll mangle, and then we'll go defend, 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 and we'll body slam the Spectral Knight here. Right. Got our body slam back. That's gonna be good. So most of these are already upgraded. I guess we can just battle trance. Then we will... Do we have any way left to... I don't think so. So, your next 2 attacks are played in extra time. This is something to keep in mind here. We have no way of losing health right now because our Bloodletting is in our draw pile and we can't draw any more cards, but that's fine. We're just gonna go armaments, stone armor, and then we can just do... we can gain 11 block here, then do 1-2 punch, and then we can deal... Deals 14, so that's that, and then 50 from that one, and then just end turn. And then we should be able to just finish it here. Yeah, deal 21 damage and then just strike, and that's it. Pretty good. Festive Pauper at this point. At the start of each combat, deal 9 damage to all enemies. Not very exciting, but that's fine. Liquid Memories, though, that's going to be great. If we ever discard our demon form, we can just get it for free. So these two, definitely going to be very, very useful. Honestly, with these, I'm almost inclined to take another demon form. But I think that's just overkill at this point. We never picked up our Whirlwind. That's a little sad. Whenever an enemy dies, gain an energy and draw a card. That's interesting. Not so much for the boss, but maybe on the way there. We have 162 gold. That's enough to remove a card from our deck, so we could go this way. And then, yeah, I think that's fine. And if we are taking too much damage in this elite fight, we can always go to the right. So let's just go ahead and do that. Probably gonna remove a card. Is there anything I want here? No, I'm not really interested in any of these. No. So we're just, I think, gonna remove the final strike from our deck. I have a reasonably slim deck of 25 cards. I think that's fine. And we'll happily add a whirlwind, but other than that, I think we're okay. All of these have artifact, just something to keep in mind if I want to apply any debuffs. Should be good. We're gonna do aggression. Once again, we're gonna draw a lot of cards this turn, so let's start with bloodletting. Already Spite is gonna deal 10, but I will upgrade it. Can I draw any more cards right now? Only with Battle Trance, so we should play something first. If I play Armaments, okay, I think we're gonna do Setup Strike on the Punch Construct. Then we're gonna play Battle Trance. Then we're gonna do Armaments, upgrading our entire hand. We're not gonna draw any cards from Shrug It Off anymore. Our Spite now deals 8 times 3, 24 damage. Oh, we had a Bloodletting in hand, so we're probably not gonna play that. I missed that. That's fine. Doesn't matter. We are definitely going to play the Stampede. We're not taking any damage this turn, so really we just want to deal the most damage that we can. We're going to definitely break through. Yeah, not ideal, but it's fine. We can already kill this one. And at the end of turn, we're actually going to play our Mangle on one of these, which will just deal a ton of damage to them. So, just gonna get some block. Not that it does anything, but... this turn, let's see, we can Mangle to kill one of them, then we're still gonna take 9. Shrug It Off will block most of that. So yeah, let's not do anything fancy here. Just gonna kill this one. Shrug It Off. Body Slam. Take 1. And then we can just pillage. Not quite enough. Oh, actually, we can just do this, and this, and this, and that's it. Ashwater, exhaust any number of cards in our hand. Pretty useful, I would say. But not any more interesting than any of these, I think. Perfected Strike, not interested. Juggling, innate, add a copy of the third attack you play each turn into your hand. As an innate card, I actually don't mind that. I think we're just gonna take it, because we can get rid of it on the very first turn. And we tend to draw a lot of cards on the first turn. So just using that as setup seems fine. And then we're just gonna do this elite fight. The Soul Nexus, gonna hit us for 29, so let's see what we can draw here. We have the Shrug It Off, so we can first draw with that, then do the Battle Trance, and then see what we get. The Setup Strike, we don't mind that at all. Okay, we got another Bloodletting, but we can't draw any cards. So the question is, am I interested in the energy and just let the card draw slip? I think so. Yeah, we have a few things we want to do here. We want to get a lot of... we want to get a good amount of block going. And we also want to set up our power. So we do this, and this, and this. 16 plus 6, 22. We need a little bit more defense. So that's... we could also actually do setup strike, body slam, body slam. If we do that, do we want a 1-2 punch, setup strike, body slam, take a little bit of damage here? Sure, let's just try that. So let's go. Do we want to do this way or that? That's fine. We're gonna just do defend, setup strike, body slam. I was under the impression that I would get an attack, but I haven't actually played an attack this turn, I suppose. That's fine. Gonna take 2. Gonna take the body slam back. We can actually upgrade all of these, which is nice. Not the best set of cards, but we will take it. So we're just gonna do armaments. Probably defend to block most of the incoming damage. Play the stampede. Play the spite. Play the body slam. Now we're gonna mangle because of the stampede and then actually not take any damage. The mangle, I've been very impressed with that card. It has saved us so many times. So yeah, very happy with that. Here. I think we're gonna skip on the demon form because the mangle right now will just help us with blocking most of that. So we're just gonna go stone armor, mangle. Now we're gonna be hit for 4. Yeah, very nice. Here. What do we want to do? Let's start with bloodletting. Once again, we can upgrade all the cards in our hand. We're gonna do that. Gonna hit us for 24 this turn. We definitely aren't able to kill it. We get 9, 14, so we just need 10 more blocks, so that already does it. Might as well do a setup strike. Now I have to remember, I think 2 more attacks and I will get a copy of an attack. Let's pillage. Ooh, very good. Okay. Okay, yeah. We have multiple mangles now. We have to be a little careful with the juggling because it can really clog up our deck. We'll spite. We'll spite. We'll body slam, and that takes care of that. A colorless potion. I think I'd rather have a colorless potion over an attack potion, so let's take that. We'll take the pair. We have a good amount of HP to work with now. And we can pick up our whirlwind. We've been looking for this, but do we need it now? Do we actually need the whirlwind anymore? I've been talking about this thing this entire time, but right now we use our energy very, very efficiently with like all the... I don't think we actually want it. We're just gonna skip it. Well, it was a little anticlimactic. The trial. You join a line of people entering a massive building. As you pass under a golden archway, horns blare, confetti explodes, and streamers glide down from the ceiling. Entrant 175, you are the decider for today's trial. I mean, yeah. You sit in the chair of decision-making and the trial begins. A wealthy-looking merchant presents his case. He's accused of murder by one of his rivals. The evidence is thin, and you have a feeling that the man is innocent, but the onlookers seem out for blood. The crowd bellows. Decide! 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 We can get regret or shame. Well, I think we're going to decide guilty. I don't know. This guy seems sus. Because we want the 2 relics, and we are gonna be able to... Well... Hopefully this won't come back to bite us in the ass. We're just gonna go for guilty. We got a red skull. While our HP is at or below 50%, we have 3 additional strength. Probably not going to come up. Cards containing strike deal 3 additional damage. We have 1 strike left, so not the best. Little unfortunate. This guilty card is definitely going to be an issue, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, we're gonna once again do aggression. We're gonna be bloodletting. Yeah. We're definitely gonna use the demon form, I think. And then let's shrug it off. Spite. I need a little more block, don't I? It's battle trance. Then we can stone armor. I kind of want to upgrade all of these, so I think we're gonna go for that. Take a little bit of damage here, but have a whole upgraded suit of cards here. Here's the regret, of course, but we can play most cards here, and we don't have to worry about blocking this turn. So I think we're just gonna not play the pillage, so we're just gonna do setup strike, 1-2 punch, not apply anything because of the artifact, and then just a little bit of damage here. And then we're gonna lose 1 HP, or 2 HP, because it's always in the hand. Okay, we have Stampede, that's nice. So the burns will just deal 2 damage at the end of the turn. With the plating, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. We can get rid of all of the artifact this turn, that's kind of nice. We definitely want a bloodletting. We're always playing the Stampede. The Spite, can we activate it? Yes, we can activate it with the bloodletting, so we're probably just gonna remove that, do this. Gain some more stone armor. Do a Spite. Do an ultimate strike. And now, because of the Stampede, we should also get our Mangle. Yeah. Block all of the burn. This guy will now attack us for 40. A good chunk. So we're gonna have to see if we can't do anything about that. We also have the regret. That's a little, well, regrettable. We're gonna gain 9. Let's try pillage. Okay, we have battle trance, we have breakthrough, we have 1-2 punch. 152. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to kill it this turn. That is a little unfortunate, actually, and we don't want to draw too many cards because the regret will fuck us over a little bit. Can we put something from our discard pile into our hand that would be helpful here? A Mangle? Yeah, that sounds good. Let's use the liquid memories. Get the Mangle back, and now we can significantly reduce this damage that we're taking. We're just gonna do 1-2 punch. And we're gonna Mangle, reducing its strength significantly, so now it only deals 20. Should have done setup strike first, that's fine. And then we're just gonna ultimate strike, setup strike. Once I completely messed up the order here. We're still gonna take a big chunk of damage, but we have so much HP that it's actually not gonna matter. And then we're just gonna Mangle it, take the letter opener. Every time we play 3 skills in a turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. Not gonna come up that often. Yeah, we're not gonna take Rampage. We don't really want to Inflame. We don't want another Body Slam. We're just gonna skip. And then here, do we want to upgrade anything? Just from the get-go. I think maybe the Stampede, if we get it early. Alternatively, the Mangle, but we tend to get it back upgraded fairly quickly. I think I'm going to upgrade the Bloodletting just in case we get it early. And then we're going to go to the final boss. Alright, let's see what we got here. So the test subject, the first test subject, whenever we play a skill, it will gain 2 strength. So just something to be careful. We don't want to play too many skills early on. So we're just gonna have to see. We have to remember Touch of Insanity. The first time we see the Mangle, we're definitely going to play that. Alternatively, the first time we see the demon form, but definitely most value on Touch of Insanity. Let's start with Aggression. Okay, here's the Mangle. We're definitely going to use Touch of Insanity. Choose the Mangle. And now it is free. Then we can make it vulnerable and exhaust this. Not super interesting on this variant of the test subject, maybe for one of the later phases. I think for now we can just do 1-2 punch into... Do we want to play juggling? Sure. I've played one attack so far. So I should probably play one more attack and then do the Mangle to get a copy of it. Do I want a copy of the Mangle? Decisions. Let's do Bloodletting. Okay, we're definitely gonna play Stone Armor. It's Mangle. Hitting us for 0 now. So we're gonna Spite. And we get another Spite. We can shrug it off. Some more. It's gaining strength, but it doesn't really matter right now because, you know, and it's already almost dead. So we might as well bash it. Defend. And body slam it. And then the first phase is already over. Second phase, this one has painful stabs. Whenever we receive unblocked attack damage, we get wounds into our discard pile. Draw pile or discard pile? Discard pile. So we really want to avoid taking too much unblocked damage here. Let's drink the colorless potion, see what we get here. Draw cards until your hand is full. That's useful. Make something free, apply 3 can... Oh, this is decent. The shockwave will definitely help a little bit. So let's just do that. So now we only have to block 21. Can do Stone Armor. Alas, we have no way of drawing any cards this turn. So we're gonna take a little bit of damage here. We're gonna do Stone Armor. We're gonna do the... Do we want to do Bash? More vulnerable? No, I don't think we need it, so we're just going to do Setup Strike. We're going to do another Defend, so that'll be 16. We're going to be hit once for 1 wound. And then we're just gonna Ultimate Strike. A little unfortunate that we haven't gotten the Demon form or the Stampede early, but we're dealing with it. So Ultimate Strike, that's it. 1 wound, that's okay. We got the Body Slam back. That's not ideal. We have the Regret. Ugh, yeah, we're taking some damage this turn. We're gonna do the Demon form. We're gonna do a Defend. We're gonna do a Body Slam. Not very happy with this turn, but what can you do? Now we can just Mangle, and Mangling it will just prevent it from doing any damage, so... do we want to upgrade anything here? Yeah, we can upgrade the Spite. We can Bloodletting. Yeah, we might be able to kill it this turn if we do this. We have 2 Spites. We can upgrade both of them. We can also upgrade the 1-2 punch. That should be really good. So let's do Armaments. Everything is upgraded now. Then we'll do the 1-2 punch. It'll be enough to make it lose that once, so Spite actually deals more damage right now. So we'll Spite. We'll Spite again. Actually, it's dead. Then we can just Stampede. Defend. No need to use any of these anymore. None of that will do anything. So we're just going to end our turn. Enter phase 3. It is now intangible for a turn, meaning we cannot deal any damage. We will only be able to deal damage every other turn. So right now we just want to do some blocking. So we'll shrug it off. We'll shrug it off some more. We'll defend. There's no use to... I mean, we can apply some vulnerable, and for that I think losing 3 HP is fine. And we might as well do Spite. Alright. Take 1. Now it's gonna hit for 45, so now it hits really hard. We're gonna probably start with Pillage. Draw some cards. We have Regret, that's very unfortunate, but that's fine. We're gonna draw these 3. We don't want to draw them, so we're just gonna play as many cards as we can. We're always gonna play the Bash at the end of the turn if we do this, this, and this. So we'll just go defend, defend, breakthrough, body slam, and now we're gonna hit the Bash, and then we'll take 2 damage, and then we'll take a bunch of damage from this attack. Once again, intangible, little annoying, but we can apply some vulnerable to it and shrug it off. Yeah, not really worth doing much here. We can just set up Strike, Spite, Ultimate Strike for 3 damage. Should have done it another way around, but that's fine. And hopefully we won't get murdered. Alright. We have a lot of energy this turn. We can draw some cards too. So I think that's what we're gonna start with. We're gonna be doing Setup Strike, and I think we can probably kill it here. Okay, that's not very strong. Oof, okay. Maybe we can't kill it here. But it also won't kill us, so that's probably okay. Oh, we can actually kill it. Alright. Yeah, we had a lot of things that just double our attack that, you know, that was pretty clean, I think. Alright. Alright, I would say a reasonably successful run. We were really looking at the Whirlwind early because we had all of these ways of generating energy and not a lot of ways of drawing cards. But then when we entered Act 3 and we could just put the Swift on all of our energy generating cards, that really kind of put it into overdrive, and we could just kind of rush through all the combats. It got a little close in the end there because the plating was falling off a little. Like, this really carried us through the early game, just by giving me all the block that we could ever need against just regular enemies. And then it kind of fell off for like bosses that were hitting for more than 30 at a time. But I think for what it was, that was pretty successful. Very impressed with the Mangle. Honestly, just completely stopping multi-attacks with losing 10 strength is great. Being able to 1-2 punch it, being able to stampede it, occasionally getting an extra copy with the juggling, and then getting it back with aggression. That worked out really well. Armaments, I love this card. It basically makes it so that if you have like one of these in the deck and you have a little bit of card draw, you can basically make it so that you can just skip a lot of upgrading during the rest, which just makes it much safer because you can just rest a lot of the time. So yeah, I don't think any of the cards were like really bad in the deck. Probably shouldn't have taken the Regret towards the end, but that's fine. Juggling, honestly, a little bit too much for me to keep track of. I think it just kind of makes it so that your deck is just full of attacks at some point, and that just creates more problems than it's worth, honestly. But if you can do like a couple of spites or a couple of body slams, it can be very strong then, I think. Battle Trance, just a nice little thing to have, just kind of a little finisher there. When you know you're not going to be drawing any more cards, you can just quickly Battle Trance, get through the deck real quick. Yeah, I was very happy with this deck, and yeah. Well, I hope you had a wonderful time with this, because I definitely did. Ironclad, definitely an interesting class, honestly. You're very attacky, of course, not a lot of subtlety to it, but the energy management, and especially like how to get card draw, because this class is definitely missing some card draw. That's the puzzle to solve, and we could very handily solve that puzzle this time with just enchanting a couple of cards with Swift. So that really solved whatever problems we still had with the deck. So yeah, well, I'll see you next time.